Yes, perfect. Yep. Okay, so Abhinav, I'll turn it over to you. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, right. So, Carmen, we had two questions, two pressing questions that we wanted to get answers to, and that's the reason I dropped you an email. So, one was that we at Goldstar, we have products which support multiple decoration methods, some for some SKUs and other for another SKUs. Now, what I checked in Sage and what we checked in Sage during our internal review, that we only saw one decoration method per offered being product in Sage.
Do you have an item number of an example of a product that does that has multiple imprints?
Yeah, we have. I'm sharing
well,
my screen.
Well, everything we have loaded today is current in our current state. Our SOP is that if it's a different deco, we load a different product. Like we'll create a new product for it. So we actually don't have any product that has multiple decorations in it right now, as far as in Sage. But technically, like if you're looking at them on screen here,
oh, I see. Here you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pull that one up. Hold on. Yeah. So this one can be full color and then laser engraved, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me share my screen with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really any instructions or information on how to actually do multiple decorations, but as you know, the industry has really changed a lot in the last couple of years. So a lot of suppliers are doing multiple decoration methods versus just, your standard screen print. So on the screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edit on this product. I went into the full color, so I'm going to hit edit. And under full color, I'm going to type in full color. So you can list multiple imprints here. And then what you have to do is set it up as the options. So under options, the option name, I'm going to put imprint. The first option will be full color. The second option will be laser engraved. And you would put in the pricing for laser engraved, like either add it as an upcharge or a total price. You would leave this pricing blank. So I'm gonna pull that product.
Before we jump into the pricing part, Carmen, if you can go back to the general tab. So it looks like you just listed comma separated. You listed the different options.
Yep, and you can push it that way.
Okay, and what if the imprint areas vary? The surface area varies based on the deco. Then how would we?
So are you saying like you imprint on the barrel, and this is for full color, and then you have a different variation for laser engraved?
Yeah, let's just assume that we may have, yes.
So the same
Typically,
thing
they
here.
are different imprint areas on a lot of them, just because of the way the technology works. They have different imprint areas. Okay, so you put.
And then you'd put the value here, and then you would put, if it's on the barrel, you'd put
barrel and laser.
Now, if you have more than 2 imprint areas or 2 imprint methods, let's say you can do full color, laser engraved, and pad print. For example, what you would have to do is on the options, you would have to put it here. So you'd put the dimensions here, and dimension and location here.
So dimension and location means this is an
8x5 barrel. And then, like I said, you can list it as an upcharge or a total price. That's totally up to you how you list the pricing.
Okay, so you listed it on the options tab instead of the.
If you have more than 2, yes.
Oh, okay. So if you have 2,
if you have 2, then it can go on the general tab.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
possible it's just in a different location. The trick is, if it is like because we're looking at populating this with a feed, can we just do it as a standard through the just through the options tab? And because I think maybe Ray, for the way you implement it, I don't know how we would implement two different solutions for different numbers of deco methods, right? Like,
Yeah, I would actually just make it standard through the options.
yeah,
That would
okay.
probably be better option. I want to show you another supplier that has a lot of different imprint methods.
Mhm.
So you can see what it looks like to the distributor. I'm apologizing. I have allergies and my nose is itching like crazy today.
Yeah, it's
Ugh, it's
I
crazy.
guess it's still springtime stuff.
Well, I live in West Texas, and so it's dry and flat, so we have a lot of stuff that blows in the wind.
Just blows through, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a particular product that has many different imprint options here.
Okay, yeah.
So this is how it would look
Mhm.
in the Sage tool. I also want to show you how it would look on a distributor's website because I think that's important that you know that too.
Yeah. Mhm.
And you can actually use this website. I don't know if I've given it to you before, Andy, but you can use this website to go in and check your products if you want to.
Yeah, maybe if you could send it again, that would be helpful.
Okay. So I'm just going to put that item number in here so you can kind of see. And what it does is it makes a drop down menu so the distributors can see, okay, I want to do personal. They don't actually have their setup correct. I'm getting with them to get it totally correct, but
Okay.
it would, because technically the personalization should be in a separate option. Because you can
when they do
do,
an individual personalized item, it says
yeah,
no. Okay.
yeah. So you can do, that should be in a separate option group, but you can see here that they've got, 2-color screen print, wrap, digital, seamless, and digital wrap. So it gives the opportunity for the distributor to check which one they want.
Yeah.
So that's what happens with these options.
So, we can set it as a fixed price rather than an upcharge. So if we want it to just be, say, it's $1 for the regular one, it's $1.20 for
Correct. Yeah.
full color, and we would generally express it as a an all-inclusive price, I think.
Yeah, it would be a
a
total price.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise,
makes
if you
sense.
put it as an upcharge, it's going to put a little plus sign in front of it.
Yeah, and right now we just, on our current Goldstar website, we always just do it as a total price. I know, Ray, we're talking about a different model for some of the data, but I think as for the customer, it's much easier for them just to see the total and what it costs rather than have to do the math themselves. So that's definitely the way to go. Okay.
Now, what
cool.
you can do, or what I recommend doing, is maybe
Mhm.
taking this product, manually set it up the way it should look with all the upcharges, and
Yeah.
then development can do a product download and see how the coding's done.
Okay. See how, okay. So set it up manually, then we get, because that's right. That's kind of what we're talking about, is like setting up that example, and then we can, okay, that's a perfect idea, Carmen.
Yeah, and then do the product
Wait,
data download.
so Avinav, you can do that? Can you download the data from the back end?
Yes.
Yes.
We have already downloaded the data.
The difference is we just want to set one up kind of using this format, I think, under the test case, a test account. So just we can see how the formatting looks on that side.
Exactly.
First.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then just download that data, and then that way it will lay it out to where he gets a better idea of how the fields are formatted and that on the backend system. Yeah.
So with the current test account that we have, I can still manually make an adjustment in the supplier center,
Yes.
upload that, and just use that to test it out. That won't interrupt the integration test that we're doing. Okay. So I'll just create a different
not
product,
at all.
not the one that not the one FVN. The product is FVN that Avinav already pushed in. But yeah, so I'll set up an LNS with a single item code, and we'll try that out.
Yeah.
And then
just be sure when you go in, just change which account. Yeah.
For sure.
I forget to do that sometimes. I'm like, why does this look weird? Yeah, I'm on
I
the
know.
wrong
I'm always
account.
going back and forth between Canada and US. I'm like, I thought I just changed this. Oh wait, I was in the other one.
Yeah. That'll make it a little bit easier if you get it the way you want to. Then I'll send you that link to that website, and you can go to that website and look to see if it flows correctly, you know, with the different options.
Sure.
And then that way, when he downloads it, like I said, it downloads it in the code, and he's able to kind of see how that's laid out.
Okay, great.
It'll make a big difference. Are you excited, Andy, about this?
Yeah. Once we get it dialed in, I think it'll be great in the long run, really, to integrate everything. So super excited. And Ray and Avinav have been hard at work on getting a lot of the pieces together. And on our side, we've been working a lot on the Goldstar specific information that's in our internal PIM system to get it more aligned and stuff. So we're in a better place now to be able to get those integrations started up. So I'm sure there'll be still quite a bit of work to make sure things are working as expected, and to do, you know, a lot of validation on it. And,
yes.
Yeah.
And I won't let you go live until everybody signs off on it and it looks good, because I don't want it to affect your live account in any way. As far as that visibility goes, because once you push to the live account, I can't turn it back.
Right. Yeah.
So
we'll have our team get trained on, you know, really going through and comparing the existing output versus the new output. And I think there'll be some things we need to think about. I know one of the things that's the advantage that we've had of keeping separate items is like the images. That's kind of a question. So right now we have product images.
Well, not just the images. What about the variants, right?
Yeah,
what if I wanted to say
images for color jet or laser or silkscreen or, you know, whatever. So we're currently able to show images.
No, but what if the dark green silver is not offered with laser?
Yeah.
What if the dark green silver is only offered with the 4-color inkjet? How would we do that?
Then you would, in the options, that's where you would put exclusions. When you have laser engraved, you could put in parentheses excludes dark green, silver, or whatever it might be. Because that happens also with apparel. You know, sometimes with apparel, larger sizes don't come in certain colors. So it's kind of that same situation. Do you have a lot of that where it doesn't apply to all the colors?
There are quite a few items like where we do laser engraving, but we may not offer laser on a white or silver product just because it doesn't show up very well. It's not very good contrast. So there's quite a few of those, and we just do that through a text note. Although programmatically, that's a little harder to do on the back end in terms of Ray, like how would we standardize those exceptions? That's kind of, you'd have to do like a comparison of, right now it's the marketable status of something. So yeah, we'll have to think about that.
Okay.
The only other place would do like the distributor comments, but that's not really showing to the customer, so it's not really a very good spot for that.
Yeah, right here, this only shows within the Sage tools, so it doesn't show like on distributor websites. Let me look here, see what. And you guys got quite a bit of information, so you couldn't even put it in the description.
We could. I know we're limited. We're often running up against that. Is it a 500 character limit?
It is a 500 character. I have made several requests to increase that to 1,000 because I believe that's what ASI has.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, a lot of the products, especially as you get into more elaborate products with more features, it's tight.
Yeah. They said that it's doable. I don't count on it being done before the end of the year. But I know that it is on their list, that's something that they are going to do. And every time I talk to somebody that's integrated, I send over a note to development, because when you're integrated, you don't have as much control to go in and chop down your description as you do. As you do when you're manually, copy and pasting in or whatever.
Right. So that's something that Ray will have to take into consideration, that they just truncate the data after 500 characters in this field. But in an ideal use, we don't have that limitation for promo standards, I don't believe, or for other platform. So we may need to consider having a field. I don't know if there's an existing field in PIM that we could use that is like a Sage description that's maybe, and that field has a validation on it that it's a max of 500 or something. So I don't know. We'll have
Yeah,
to think.
we'll have to figure something out, Andy. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Yes. So Carmen, if you're scrolling down, can you scroll down below again? So, so you're saying that if we decide to use the options, we don't even have to give the secondary imprint area, right? We can just do everything through the options.
Yes.
Call everything out through the options.
Yes.
Okay, and then the primary area would just be like, we'll just say
The
barrel
primary,
dash laser.
primary area is normally your main pricing, whatever,
Okay,
if that's laser engraved or full color. I
Sure.
usually recommend putting your most popular method as the main
primary
pricing.
Okay. Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under
So,
options,
I was just going to say, ideally it's preferable to have the imprint areas listed in the imprint area fields, because that's where I think it's probably going to show up better. When it's in the options, it's more like it's a little less visible to people where they're used to seeing it, I'm guessing. So just trying to understand, the preference is to have imprint areas in the imprint area field, right, Carmen? Like that I would think would be, maybe we should do an example.
because the fields are, the height, the width, they're all
Yeah.
separated, right?
Right.
Yeah, putting it
Versus
into
freeform text.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
No.
why are we only limited to 2? I mean, couldn't
'Cause
that be an
that's
array?
all of ours. No, because our system only has 2 fields.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right. Under options, you said that we could have multiple option categories. Like I can have an option name for imprint. I can have an option name for, I don't know, images, or can I only have one option name?
No, you can have up to 3. So let's say for a pen, you could have imprint, you could have packaging. Maybe you have like gift boxes that come with it, or you have a lanyard that can be attached to it. And each set of options, you can do up to 50 items.
Okay. Oh, so if you scroll up a little bit, so okay, I see. So the option name and then repeats again, right down below.
Yes. Yeah, you got 2 more.
We got okay. So altogether, there are 3 separate option sections that we can leverage. Okay, I see.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So like I said, it could be imprint, packaging, it could be attachments, whatever it might be. You might have imprint, and then you might have personalization as a second one if you offer that as well.
Yeah, we don't offer that at this point, but good to know.
So Carmen, in our colors, we have to show the imprint method as well then to differentiate the colors.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
The colors in the general tab, if you look at the colors, do we need to specify the imprint method over here as well?
Yes, you want to put the imprint method and the decoration method here. Yes.
Yeah.
So one question is, on the product colors, could you potentially say like, okay, the white color is only available with full
The
color
problem
deco?
with that is
Uh-huh.
you are limited on space here. You do have
Oh,
1,000
yeah.
characters, but you're limited to 35 characters in between the commas.
Oh, okay. So that would be difficult to fit that.
Yeah.
In. Okay.
Good idea though.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it is, the limitation is what it is. And the themes, there's a list somewhere of all the themes that are available, and we have to fit within those themes, right? Just like kind of like with product categories.
Yes,
Would
and
it be
there's
possible?
actually an API to download all the categories and download all the themes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
yeah.
So you guys already have access to that, so we know how to match
And that's
up
the best.
ours
That's
with
the best way to do it. Besides me just sending you a list, because that's updated immediately whenever we make changes. We don't make a lot of changes to the categories and themes. We may add a new theme every now and then, but we don't do a lot to categories unless we get a
Right.
really weird product that come in.
Okay. Yeah, so if we start selling, you know, a UFO or something, then we might need a new category.
Exactly. I would put that under flying disc.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. When I was at at All in One before, we did have a flying disc called the UFO. It was the ultimate flying object, the UFO.
Oh,
Frisbee.
how
Nice.
funny.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
100 years ago, right?
I know, right? It feels like it. It was a
Yeah,
while, I guess.
Andy and I have known each other since his days at All at One.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
And I've been here 7 years now with Goldstar, so yeah.
I've been here 21.
Well, you have me beat.
All right, so
Yeah.
Abhinav, what's the next question we have, or did we cover everything?
So my another question was regarding the production time. Actually, we do have different production times for.
By deco, yeah.
So what
Yes.
you would put is your lowest time and your highest time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lowest
So
time
that's
and
kind of interesting. So let's say we have laser, it's 3 days, colored it's 5 days. So you just put the working days 3 to 5 then,
Mhm.
and then they would have to kind of figure out with our customer service what the exact time. There's no way to articulate based on the deco method. Okay.
No.
All right. So then we'd have to use the range. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
In terms of the product categories, so that
carton,
there's some,
the packaging and carton,
oh yeah.
are we only limited to one package
Yes.
size? Okay.
Yep. And if you don't put carton dimensions in, our shipping estimator automatically uses 12 by 12 by 12. So it could be off.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there, when you have an estimator, I think some people miss the idea that it's an estimator.
Ours
And-
strictly, ours says it on it that it's an
Okay.
estimator, and ours usually estimates a little on the higher side because it doesn't
Okay.
include like any discounts that you guys might pass forward. But it does say that it's an estimate.
Okay, it does say
Yeah.
that. Good, because we have some people who say, well, such and such didn't match up, and you know, it's good to see that that verbiage is there, because that's why it's called an estimator.
And it may not match up, like I said, if you don't have your carton dimensions in, because it
Yeah,
automatically calculates with the 12 by 12 by 12.
Yeah, and there's a sort of not always the best standardization within our company of that, and there's actually variable box sizes. So if you're buying 500 pens versus 1,000 pens, they might use a different
Yeah.
carton size. That's kind of one of the challenges that we have.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's really there just to give them an idea. That way, if they're talking to their customer, they can say, your products are going to cost this much, but remember, you're going to have an additional, you know, X amount in shipping or an estimate of this in shipping.
Yeah,
Because that can really kill your budget if you don't plan on shipping, depending
true.
on what
Yeah,
you're
for
buying.
sure. Yeah.
I learned that the hard way when I was an event planner.
Yeah. Oof. So one
'Cause-
other question
Carmen,
was
could
about
you?
the.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, go ahead.
The product images. So right now we show like a separate image for the laser versus inkjet, and then like we show. It looks like maybe they're doing a mix of deco methods in their group image. Or maybe
Yeah,
that's how they're
they
handling.
do, the way they set theirs up is they do an imprint image, then a
Mhm.
blank, then an imprint, and then a blank. And you do have those captions that go underneath the products.
Mhm.
So you could put blank, you know, black, blank, laser engraved or something.
Yeah. So
Or
ideally in our own system, we have data lined up with the image type and the SKU. So Ray and Avanov, I guess ideally we would be able to promote both a blank and a decorated image for
Yes.
each color variation,
Yes.
you know, ideally.
Yes.
yeah, because
Along
there's a
with group
maximum of 99 images
99
per
Okay.
product.
Sounds like a lot, but it, you know, it might. It's possible some of our
well,
products could run up against it.
I just talked to an apparel company and they have one product that has over 100 colors. So
Right.
yeah, I said, well, you just have to pick your 99 top colors that you sell.
Yeah. Yep. That shouldn't be the end of the world, hopefully, for them. Okay, but yeah, for us, we should be okay on that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the inventory feed, that's something that Abhinav, you're already working on that piece, right?
We will be after we get past the product feed. Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is kind of what it looks like to the distributors. So this particular supplier also puts in expected dates. That's not required. It's available if you want to do that. But it, it shows the breakout by color, and then it timestamps it down here so the distributor will know when it was last updated.
Mm-hmm.
And they can also filter products based on searches. So if I go in and do a search for a tumbler or a water bottle, I can say inventory only or in stock only, and it will filter it down. And we had a webinar last week. One of my team members, she did a webinar for distributors showing them how to do different searches. And that was the number one question asked, was how to filter it down by inventory. Because that way they know they could probably get it quick. It's going to fall within the guidelines. They're not having to wait for back stock or anything.
Sure. Sounds good.
Are there any other questions?
How often do suppliers update their inventory on Sage?
A minimum of once a day.
Once a day, okay. We were planning actually 1 hour every 1 hour, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. I have some that do it first thing in the morning. I have some that do it in the middle of the day. Some that do it at the end of the day.
But you're saying the minimum is once a day, though. We can only
But you can do live. You can do it live. It's the updating for everybody that's doing inventory. The minimum that they're doing is once a day. I have some that are doing live.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so you can update it whenever you want to, basically.
And what about the frequency of product update? Like, do most
just
people
whenever you have changes. Because once your products are in the system, you should only be pushing changes to Sage. So you wouldn't be pushing all of the product data every single time.
Right, the incremental changes. Okay.
Yeah, like if pricing or you get rid of a color or add a color or something to that effect.
Basically, if anything, any point changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which here lately, it's for most suppliers is pricing. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's just all your shipping and material costs and all of that is just out of control.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So this can be implemented for both US and Canada, just with the difference in pricing.
And each product is gonna have a different product ID as well.
Okay, so each one will have to be mapped to a product ID on the US side and on a product ID on the Canadian side.
Correct. Yeah. But that should be easy once you get one of them set up to switch it over. Yeah.
Wait, so are you saying that we need to have duplicate products?
Yes.
One for Canada, one for US?
Yes.
Is it under a separate Sage ID still, right?
No, the Sage ID is the same. It's the Sage number that's different.
Oh,
the account
number.
ID.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
the Sage
so
number
like
is different.
57190 versus 6 something or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just systematic, that it's always going to be Sage Canada is going to be a different number.
Correct.
Right. Okay. And all the other suppliers are dealing with the same.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That way you can list your pricing different, add in those charges that you may need to add in.
Okay. For us, currently that's the only real difference, is that our pricing is different. Otherwise, we're doing the same information. So you could potentially put different information if you had something different about what you sold to Canada. Like every word, after every sentence in your description, you just say, "This is a great product, A," and then colors A.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Yeah.
They say that in Minnesota too.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
When I watched Fargo, I saw that. That's where I came to know. Yeah. North
That's
Dakota, I
funny.
think Fargo was
Yep.
what, Minnesota or North Dakota, but yeah, they say it
Yeah.
up there too. Hey,
Yep.
all right. Okay, just to confirm on the last point, so duplicate product, meaning that our product ID will remain the same. The Sage ID will be different.
Sage number will be different.
The Sage number would be different.
Wait,
Yes.
just to clarify, the product ID will be the same.
Oh, no. The product
No,
IDs will
Sage
be
ID.
different.
Okay.
Okay.
Like take the LNS we were showing earlier. How would we show that for US and Canada?
Okay, it's going to have a different Sage number, and the product is going to have a different product ID.
Wait, so it would say LNS US and LNS Canada, or
No, your item number will stay the same,
okay?
but on the
All right.
back end, when you
Uh-huh.
push it, it's going to, in the authentication area, it's going to have a different Sage number, and it's going to connect to a different Sage product ID.
Okay.
Because
Abhinav,
every product in our system has a unique
I
product
understood.
ID.
you understood that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just
Yes.
want to make
Yeah.
sure. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as Abhinav understands it, then I'm good.
Well, if
All
you
right.
get confused later, just give me a call or shoot me an email.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All right. So I think we're good, right? I think we got everything answered. So thank you, Carmen. Anything
Oh,
else,
you're
Abhinav, or?
Yeah, everything is fine. Once
Okay.
Andy sets up a test product, then we'll check further.
We'll download
Okay.
it. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All
Sounds
right. Thank you,
perfect.
Carmen, for your time. Thank you. Yep.
All right,
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
You'll send us a recording, right? Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
All right,
Bye
thank
bye.
you.
Take care.
Have a good one.